Imagine vast forests, icy rivers and beavers, whose pelts were so valuable they were called soft gold. Two powerful companies, the Hudson's Bay Company and the Northwest Company, fought for control of this treasure. Their competition wasn't just about fur. It shaped Canada's history, economy, and culture. Today, we'll explore their rivalry, how they operated, and the impact they left behind. Brought to you by Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work. Discover the full range of what we offer at supersimplesheets.com. Section 1. The Hudson's Bay Company. A monopoly is born. The Hudson's Bay Company, or HBC, was founded in 1670 and granted control over Rupert's Land, covering all rivers flowing into Hudson Bay, about a third of modern Canada. Backed by King Charles II, HBC set up trading posts along the bay and relied on Indigenous peoples to bring furs to them. This stay-put strategy worked for years, as European goods like metal tools, blankets, and beads were traded for prized beaver pelts used to make fancy hats in Europe. However, HBC's method frustrated Indigenous traders who had to travel long distances. While HBC's monopoly gave it wealth and power, it wasn't prepared for the fierce competition that came later. Section 2. The Northwest Company, bold and adventurous. The Northwest Company, or NWC, formed in 1779 and operated out of Montreal. Unlike HBC, NWC didn't wait for the furs to come to them. They sent voyageurs, fur traders who paddled huge canoes deep into the wilderness. These voyageurs became famous for their endurance, navigating dangerous rapids and carrying 90-pound fur packs across portages. NWC also built trading posts closer to Indigenous communities, offering faster and more convenient trading. Their boldness often allowed them to get the best furs before HBC could. This daring strategy made NWC a strong competitor and pushed both companies to expand their territories. Section 3. The Indigenous Connection. Partners in Trade. Both companies depended heavily on Indigenous peoples, but their relationships with them differed. HBC relied on Indigenous trappers to bring furs to their forts, while NWC worked more directly with Indigenous communities, hiring many Métis workers as voyageurs, guides, and translators. Métis people played a key role in NWC's operations, using their knowledge of the land and waterways to outsmart HBC. Indigenous expertise in trapping, survival, and navigation was vital to the fur trade's success. This wasn't just business. It was a cultural exchange that influenced both Indigenous and European traditions, creating deep and lasting connections. Section 4. The rivalry heats up. The competition between HBC and NWC wasn't just fierce, it could be dangerous. The companies often built trading posts close to one another, competing to attract Indigenous trappers with better prices, fancy goods, and even celebrations. But these tensions sometimes turned violent. In 1816, the rivalry exploded in the Battle of Seven Oaks, where NWC traders and their Métis allies clashed with HBC forces near present-day Winnipeg. This deadly confrontation showed how far the companies were willing to go to dominate the fur trade. As they pushed deeper into Canada's wilderness, the competition became unsustainable. Section 5. The Merger, a New Era. By the 1820s, the intense competition had taken its toll. Both companies faced financial difficulties as they expanded into remote areas where trading became expensive and challenging. In 1821, the British government stepped in, merging the two rivals under the Hudson's Bay Company name. The merger created a fur trade giant that controlled nearly all of Canada's fur trade. Although the rivalry ended, its legacy shaped Canada's development, from trade routes and settlements to the relationships between settlers and Indigenous peoples. Conclusion. Echoes of the fur trade. The Hudson's Bay Company and the Northwest Company weren't just trading fur. They were carving paths through Canada's history. Their competition brought exploration, innovation, and cultural exchange. The voyageurs' daring journeys, the Indigenous partnerships, and even the fierce battles left a mark that still echoes today. So, the next time you see a map of Canada or a Hudson's Bay blanket, remember the incredible story of the fur trade rivalry that shaped a nation. Thanks for watching. Simplify your teaching journey with super simple sheets. Across Canada, we're known for our ready-to-use, curriculum-aligned worksheets. Dive into our educational solutions at supersimplesheets.com. Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work.